Capcom tournament, who've been very interested in Marvel vs. Capcom.
And obviously, there are elements of Tatsunoko vs. Capcom that is in Marvel vs. Capcom 3 for obvious reasons.
Some of them, yeah. There's some similarities in terms of the control scheme, and but really it's going to be a blend of the new games that we hope is a new thing with some new flavor as well, and of course all the great new characters from Marvel. There's Deadpool getting busy with an Air Super. Deadpool is famous for his really beautiful animation and everything else. One of the other new things we've shown off today here is level 3 supers, which have never been seen before.
Yeah, yes, at E3, when we were looking at Marvel vs. Capcom 2, it only got to level 2, which was rather wild and impressive at just that level.
Yes, so now ours don't go quite up to 11, but they do go up to 3. And for instance, we'll see if we can... Oh, look at that, relentless keep away.
Wow.
Just keep him pinned across the screen. That is some cheap stuff right there. I love it.
Wow.
Bang, bang.
Karasa looks helpless. We'll see if he can find a way in here. But yes, the level 3 supers. The one my favorite is Deadpool's level 3.
And once again, we're seeing that you can aim the beam. Is that difficult? Is it a very subtle movement of the stick?
No, it's once you've basically fired off the super, it's pretty easy to just aim it, hold it in any direction, and you'll catch whoever's in your way. So I hope we have an opportunity to see Dante's level 3 super. That would be really amazing. I don't know if I want to spoil it. We'll see if we get towards the end. Maybe we'll find
I believe we in the previous match saw level 2.
Yes.
And it has to be something bigger than that.
Yes. Oh, it's unbelievable. So we'll see if we can send it directly out to the people viewing here today.
Obviously, Deadpool, he has some good range attacks with the guns. Are you trying to strike a nice balance with all of the characters with close range and long range attacks?
No, actually. So what we're doing is you do see some strong distance play. So Deadpool is actually quite dangerous up close. But we have sort of a basic dichotomy that we use on the design side of sort of what we call our giants who want to be up close and in your face, sort of a Hulk smash kind of kind of a thing, versus people who fight primarily with like beams and things like that. We saw a nice little exhibition there in the air.
It was a 13-hit air combo.
It was, and we've only begun to see the full extent of that combo powers.
Okay, good deep out there.
Boy, it's hard to tear myself away from the action.
There's just so much that's happening up on screen.
It's so fast. Yeah.
Well, the funny is that you and I also don't have some standardized terminology in terms of the moves. That we're kind of making it up as we're going along.
You hit the nail on the head. Actually, Marvel 2 commentary, the action is so fast and furious in that game that what they're forced to do many times is use basically a series of shortcuts. So if you've heard phrases like "Where's your curly mustache?" Pringles, this kind of stuff, they're talking about very specific things in the game. To try and describe the action as quickly as it's happening, which is a challenge beyond us in some ways.
I would like to acknowledge, and I'm blanking on the name, but one of the announcers for Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is absolutely astonishing in how fast he can get that information out there.
Yeah, those guys are awesome. They're a special breed. I don't even think about trying to step up on that.
I tip my hat to all of them. It really is remarkable skill.
Commenting on Marvel is almost as hard as playing Marvel at the kind of level we've seen.
We ran out of time, and with player 1 winning...
That would be Keits. Yeah, he's taunting the crowd. Karasa's got a big smile on his face. He's having a good time. That's what's nice about it. It's an exhibition. I think next year when we see this, these smiles might...
A little bit more intense.
The smiles might be something else. It may be tears and crying and some pain and joy and all of the glory that we've seen here today. So this one's going to be Chris Redfield and Morrigan on player 1.
I think this is the first time we've seen Chris Redfield today. What are some of the unique characteristics of how he fights?
Chris Redfield, basically, of course, from Resident Evil 5, has a number of his Resident Evil 5, or his Resident Evil period weapons at his disposal. So he fights with a lot of weapons and is able to really lock down his opponent at a great distance by using a bunch of guns, rocket launchers, and grenades. His grenades in particular are super nasty.
It looks like he was brought in very briefly, I think, attempting an assist. I don't know if it worked out.
Yeah.
Is that one of the strong suits?
Yeah, he's got a great assist. He's got a grenade. He just quickly throws out a grenade on the ground. That's not going to win you a match on your own, but what it does is sets up new opportunities. So while the opponent is dealing with that grenade, you're maybe dashing to the other side, setting them up for something new, and that's really the name of the game with Marvel. Thinking 2-3 steps ahead and trying to be in the mind of your opponent.
Now we are seeing Chris Redfield. He just got tagged out.
Here comes Dante.
Yeah, I am trying to see Chris Redfield on the screen.
Yeah, he's afraid to bring in Chris Redfield because it's sometimes difficult to tag in the opponent when you're fighting against somebody who's so vicious and on top of you so hard that it's difficult to bring
You
your
just have to have
opponent.
that perfect timing, and then, you know.
Yeah, you got to create your opportunities. Here comes the super. I think that's going to be blocked, and he's going to be very vulnerable, except what he did was cancel his vulnerability into a second super, and you can do that as long as you have the super meter.
Yeah, I mean, that it brings with it a great deal of risk.
Indeed, yes, and you have to have the meter. You have to have built it up in advance. So we saw Chris Redfield using his shotgun there. Now he's cornered by Hulk. He tags in Morrigan. He's going to knock him down, and here's that combo we saw earlier from Hulk. The players are already
really
learning
is a
from each other.
devastating combo.
It really is. Hulk does a ton of damage. Oh, now he's used his ability, his X-Factor ability, to cancel his recovery there, and that gives him a damage boost.
For those that are seeing Hulk play so well, how is he balanced out to have some vulnerabilities?
Well, basically, he gets hit like everybody else. In that sense, Marvel's...
Oh, he can get hit like everybody else.
Yeah, our friends at Marvel have been gracious in terms of allowing us to take some liberties with the way.
Obviously.
Yeah, basically, you don't want to have a character who just nobody ever beats, and he just sits there and absorbs the damage. Yeah, that's worth calling out for sure. But yeah, he has this unique play style and a lot of Hulkish moves. But takes damage in this world. So maybe in this crazy Marvel vs. Capcom 3 world, something's gone wrong with the Marvel universe that allows Hulk to be damaged like the rest of our superheroes.
There's one more attempt coming out of Hulk, and he is down.
Darkstalker's Morrigan here is now doing what we call the old rushdown, which is the high-flying action, extreme speed, just staying all over him. Oh, here he's trying to chip him out. That's just firing.
Even if you're blocking, you're taking just a little bit of damage each time.
It's true.
We got
Command damage, and the time has run out. That's one of the things about this game that we're actually adjusting right now is the clock. Right now, the clock runs out very quickly, but as players get better and find faster ways to kill each other, the clock will extend.